Alright, so we're going to discuss some more about Vilapa-kusumanjali. We're going to tell a nice sweet pastime now that we did the hard work of memorizing a sloka. So we have 15 minutes. We'll tell a sweet pastime or two. So Gurudev describes in his commentary on Vilapa-kusumanjali one very sweet pastime about Radhika going to meet with Krishna for Abhisar. Abhisar means when they are arranging for meeting together. So Gurudev says that when we're talking about the second verse, in one hand it's referring to Rupa Manjari, and also Raghunath at the same time is offering pranam to his Ishtadev, Srimati Radhika, Ishtadevi. So he's saying that Radhika is a Stala Kamalini, means land lotus, and we memorize this verse, not Jala Kamalini. So then Gurudev said, Radhika, at first she shows some reluctance to go and meet Krishna. She doesn't always show that she is wanting to go. So even though internally she always wants to meet Krishna, many times she will show some opposition or some hesitance. So she's not ready to go and meet Krishna, but really she wants to. Aviram, it's distracting me. Okay. So Krishna has to try again and again to get Radhika to agree to meet with him. So it said Krishna sends Brinda Devi as his messenger. And Brinda Devi comes to Krishna and to Radhika and says, look, Krishna is on the point of death. If you don't meet with him, Radharani, Krishna will definitely pass away. He will die. It said that every time Radha and Krishna meet, it's fresh and new, as if they're meeting for the first time. Generally you see, in like a romantic relationship, the first meetings are the most sweet. And if you're married for a long time, it gets a little boring. So in Braj, the Leela is in such a way, by Yogamaya's arrangement, that every time Radha and Krishna meet, they feel like it's a new experience. And before they meet, every time they feel this purva anurag, this great attraction towards one each another, that's built up more and more and more by sidelong glances. You know, maybe they haven't even spoken, but this purva anurag, this powerful attraction is built up more and more and more. They cannot tolerate it. And so now they feel like they want to meet, but still Radhika is feeling some hesitation, some reluctance. So Krishna sends Brinda, oh please go and convince Radhika to meet with me. And Brinda goes and says, look, Krishna is now, appears to be on his last breath. If you don't meet with him, then he'll die. So Radhika is like thinking back and forth. So finally she's saying, okay, if we are to meet, then where will we meet? So it said there are different places in Braj where Radhika and Krishna arrange their meeting places. It's called Sanket. Sanket means where the gopis go, or Krishna goes, or the Priya Narmasakas go and give some signal to arrange the meeting between Radha and Krishna. So the famous Sanket is between Varshana and Nandagram. Varshana and Nandagram is about 5-6 kilometers apart. And Varshana is on a hill, Vrishabhanupur, and the palace of Vrishabhanu Maharaj, where Radhika is, and then Nanda Maharaj's palace on Nandishwar Parvat. Nandishwar Parvat represents Shiva, and Varshana represents Brahma. These 4 heads of Brahma are there, and Dangar, Mangar, Vilasgar, Banugar. Okay? So in between these two places, there's a place called Sanket, and from there they can use lights, to send messages, because the angle is such that you can see from the palace, and they can send messages like that back and forth. So sometimes Krishna will send messages to Radhika's room from Sanket. Sometimes the Sakhis will send messages to Krishna. And these pastimes are also before Radhika was married and went to Javat. Right, because she's still in Varshana, Vrishabhanupur. And then sometimes also, even after she's married, she goes back to Varshana when, like during the time of Julan Yatra, right? Sridham comes and then she comes back to Varshana for some time. So from Varshana, then Sanket is in the middle. So it's like 2-3 kilometers between Varshana and Nandagram. So they send signals from there, and also sometimes they arrange the meeting there. It's a very beautiful place when we go on Parikrama. So it said that Brinda then said, okay, let's go and meet in Sanket. But there's also Sanket in Vrindavan. So sanket basically just means a signal or an indication. Like in wars, spies, they have different ways of codes and sending signals to each other. So the gopis in Krishna, they have different code systems that if any other person were to see, they don't understand. Like also sometimes in Javat, Krishna hides in Kokilavan, Kokilavan means the forest of cuckoo birds that sing very sweetly. And it's next to Javat. So there Krishna will sing like a cuckoo and pass messages like with bird signals. And they they have different ways of teasing Jatila like that. Like they lure Jatila, she comes out and she will go into the forest and then Krishna will sneak in. So they have many ways of playing pastimes like that. So there are many kinds of signals they use. That's called sanket. So Krishna on different occasions he'll send different messengers. Sometimes Brinda is Krishna's messenger. And then Krishna sometimes will go as his own messenger, dressed up as a Saki, to convince Radhika. And he said when Krishna, sometimes he goes himself, but then he will not even speak directly, he will just glance at Radhika by the corner of his eyes. And then Radhika will also glance to Krishna with her eyes, and by the glance you cannot lie. It said externally Radhika says, no, I don't want to meet with you, no, I won't meet with you. But by the sidelong glance, then you cannot lie. It said if someone catches your eye like that, or Krishna is glancing at Radhika, and she glances back, then you cannot lie with your eyes. It's very difficult. So it said Krishna shows his desire by a sidelong glance, and then Radhika also shows her desire. So Gurudev said, the eyes are the messenger also. Sanket also means to send a message, you have to have a messenger. So Sanket means a signal or a message, but you also have to have a messenger. So there are different kinds of messengers. So one kind of messenger is Krishna's glance and Radhika's glance. Another kind of messenger is Brinda Devi herself goes. And sometimes Gurudev said Purnamasi goes. Sometimes Nandi Mukhi goes, who is related to Purnamasi. Then who is another messenger? Krishna's Vangsi, his flute. Alright? Why? He's also sending a message. So sometimes Krishna will send the message by his flute. So a messenger is called a duti. D-U-T-I. Duti. Duti is a messenger. And that's one of the services of the gopis, to be a messenger. So Gurudev said there are many different kinds of messengers. So it said, after Radhika agrees, so there's different pastimes in different situations. Sometimes by sidelong glance, sometimes by Brinda Devi. So finally she agrees to perform Abhisar with Krishna. Then it said, Srimati Radhika will go to the Kunj with only a few special gopis with her. And so in Vilapa-kusumanjali, some of these verses are praying, oh, may I escort Srimati Radhika to the Kunj. May I lead her to the Kunj. So she takes very qualified sakis. And Gurudev said, like Rupa Manjari or Rati Manjari. It's important to remember that in Radhika's mind, the dasis are not her servants, they're her friends. Remember, we talked about 5 kinds of sakis. So even the manjaris are considered sakis. That's why Gurudev says that Radhika would take a few very qualified sakis. He doesn't say she takes dasis. The manjari feels like I am Radhika's maidservant, dasi. Right? We learned that verse. Padab jayostavavina. Sakyayate monamostu namostu nityam. Dasyayate morasostu dasostu satyam. I only want to be your dasi, your maidservant. I offer pranam to the position of being your equal, like your friend. So Radhika feels like they are her friends. She doesn't think, oh, you're my servant, now do this for me, do that for me. But their mood is that I am your maidservant. So it's a distinction like that. In the same way, Guru doesn't think I am Guru, but the disciples think you are my Guru. The Guru always thinks I am the disciple of my Gurudev. A real Guru never has this ego that I am a big Guru, I am Acharya. The Guru thinks I am my Gurudev's disciple. And Bhakti Siddhanta, he always kept his Gurudev, Gorkshata Prabhuji's Asan, in a higher place than him. And so that's one way to know if it's a real Guru, if they are humble or not. So Radhika thinks they are her Sakis, but they think I am her Dasi. And disciple thinks you are my Guru, but Guru thinks I am the servant of everyone. And Jagannath Das Vajramar says in his instructions, real Guru or real Mahabhagavat thinks he is the servant of everyone. thinks, I am your servant, I am your servant. And then he is qualified to be actual guru. That's why we see Prabhuji is like always serving, only with the mood of being a servant. So he is actually qualified to be guru. Intermission. So yes, so Guru always thinks I am the disciple. That's why Bhaktivinoda Prabhupada would say Dasosmi, I am your disciple, or Dasoham, I am the servant. I am, Dasosmi means I am only a servant. Alright, so now Radhika is going to the Kunj with a few Sakhis like Rupa Manjari and Rati Manjari. Gurudev said sometimes Subal may also go. Subal is one of Krishna's closest friends who also knows about Krishna's relation with the gopis, like Madhumangal also. So some of Krishna's sakhas, they don't know about Krishna's relation with the gopis. Like they know something, but they don't have so much involvement in helping Krishna arrange the pastimes with the gopis. But some of them, like Subal, they know about this. And so Subal will sometimes bring Radhika to the meeting place, like show her the way. So when they go to meet, it said sometimes it's Ambavasya, like today. Dark moon night. So when it's a dark moon night, it said Radhika dresses completely in very dark colors, like very dark blue or black. But it's also very like beautiful black and rich. And then sometimes, so yes, she dressed in very dark cloth. And also her necklaces, ornaments, garlands, everything will be dark, like hidden, like garland, blue, things like that. Because otherwise, she has to sneak out of Javat and avoid being caught. See, this is the sweetness of Braj Leela. Even though Krishna is God, even though Radhika is the supreme personification of all potency, Para Shakti, Swarup Shakti, divine potency, still, by their own potency's arrangement, to meet each other, they have to overcome many obstacles, and she has to sneak out of her home. Krishna has to sneak out of Nanda Bhavan. Krishna pretends to go to sleep, and he goes under his blanket, and then like Mother Yashoda will tell him a bedtime story, and then he'll quickly fall asleep, Haribol. And then he'll slip out when she leaves, outside the window, and he'll escape. Or sometimes there's some back access way. And then also Radhika has to sneak out of Javat. So and then when they go immediately out of the house, if they're in like bright white cloth, then if any light comes, they'll very easily be seen. But if it's dark night and they're also wearing dark cloth, then it won't be easy to see them. And then they move like spies, Like if you ever see spy movies when they're sneaking up on someone, It's like very difficult to spot them. So they sneak out, and also the Manjaris and Gopis, they all sneak out. And also they will tie Radhika's ankle bells up with a cloth so it doesn't make any noise. They tie up her belt. And we also heard already that Radhika, she's very expert at being stealthy. Like we told the story of how she stole Krishna's flute, walking like a cat, Even if a cat is walking on dry leaves, still it makes no sound. So Radhika is very expert. She's walking so that even around Javat, no sound is made. And also, the animals are also all favorable to Radharani. So generally, if you're like sneaking out of the house late at night, and there's some animals sleeping and they hear someone moving, then they'll make some noise. But the animals are also all favorable to the Shringar Ras, so they're also favorable. They're not disturbing. And if Jatila is about to catch them, then if she's about to catch them in one area, then a bunch of animals will start making noise in another area and distract Jatila, and she'll go in that direction. So the monkeys, we hear it. There's one monkey called Kakati, old lady monkey. She helps also. So they also all help Radhika to go to Abhisar. Also Krishna. So anyhow, in the dark night, she dresses like this. And then we also hear on Purnima, the full moon night, then she'll dress in white cloth, like the color of the moon rays. So, and also many white lotuses are blossoming. So even if you look at where Radhika is present, if she stands still, you cannot tell. It's like she's a ray of moonlight. You cannot even notice she is present there. So in this way, they prepare for meeting with Krishna. And other nights also, they go to meet. So the sweetness of the Leela is that every night, they're sneaking out of their homes to meet with each other. And every night, it's like a new experience. That's why if we read the Geet Govinda by Jayadev Goswami, most of it's a description of Purva Rag, like waiting to meet with each other and developing greed to meet with each other, and then also feeling separation before meeting, and then finally leading to their meeting, and then also separation afterwards. But all these pastimes are described in detail, how they go to meet with each other, and how they meet with each other. It's all described there. So Gurudev tells about this, how they go to meet with Abhisar. And he talks about this in reference to this second verse. So then Gurudev tells another example. He says that another time Brinda came to convince Radhika to go. So even though they want to meet, still Radhika shows some man, which is that, oh Krishna, I don't want to see you. So it said, Brinda came as a messenger, and still Radhika was refusing. No, I won't go, I won't go. So it said that finally Krishna asked Subal. So Gurudev is telling another story that Krishna sent Brinda, please arrange my meeting with Radha, right? But Brinda was not successful. Radharani said, I won't meet with him today. So sometimes, if they're always able to meet too easily, then also the pastime isn't so sweet. So sometimes Kutila says, you're not allowed, I don't allow you to leave Javad, not even to go to Surya Puja, not even to go and pick flowers, you can't leave Javad. And then they have to do some trick to meet. So there's other pastimes like that. So we'll just finish this story very quickly. So Krishna asked Subal to help, and he said, Subal, please help me. So Subal said, okay, I'll go. So Subal went to Radhika, and he spoke in such a way that Radhika began to cry, hearing Krishna's condition. And he again said, oh look, Krishna is going to die unless you are willing to meet with him. So finally, by Subal's words, then Radhika agreed to meet with him. And then Brinda was also there, so keeping her hand on the shoulder of Brinda, and also going with Rupa and with Rati, then Radhika went to meet with Krishna. So sometimes it's like this, sometimes Lalita and Vishaka will help arrange the pastime. So that's why we say, our Gurudevs, we glorify Gurudev by saying, Nikunja yuno ratikeli siddhaya yalibir abir apekshaniyaya. That Gurudev is very dear to Radha and Krishna because he is expert at arranging their meetings in the Nikunja, the confidential forest groves. So that's why this second verse is also glorifying Gurudev, because Gurudev is helping to arrange the meeting of Radha Krishna. Okay, Gaur Premanandi, Hari Hari Bo, Vilapa-kusumanjali ki Jai. So we'll do it again tomorrow.